Yeah. I'm depressed. I'm sad. My winner is gone.
Ready.
Welcome to The Vibe is Spoken. We have a lot. Missed last week. I got busy. And a lot happened. And then this week, less happened, I guess, a little bit.
This week a lot happened, but it doesn't feel super worth talking about.
But we're here because we are consistent. Obviously,
Yeah, we're
we
very
never
consistent.
missed a week.
Won't be here next week.
Next week we have an excuse. Last week it was just last minute my timing being an issue.
That's fair. Next week we have a very valid excuse, which is that I'm seeing the new Planet of the Apes movie.
I thought it was that you had finals.
No, that was last week. Last week was I had finals. Next
Okay.
week is I'm seeing Planet of the Apes.
Fucking monkeys, man.
Hey, that movie's gonna kick ass.
They're literally not monkey, and I gave you the setup, and you just fucking dropped the ball, you fucking Canadian.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Apes.
I have a Canadian thing for you later, by the way. But yeah, so we'll do a quick recap for last week, where I feel like I have more I want to say.
I mean, we could go like a little in depth if we want to.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Considering that, like, for the first half of this episode, there's only one thing to talk about, and it's not a fun, good TV thing to talk about.
Oh, excuse me, it's bad TV, but it's great Twitter. Twitter's going ham with this week.
Yeah.
All right, so last week, for context, the week before was Q threatening to quit. That gets Tevin on the jury. First thing that opens up for the last episode is that Tiffany is confronting Q about the idol, which is then like now we're in this little mini arc between the next two episodes of everyone know her idol exists. What's she gonna do? And honestly, props to her. I would have blown that shit immediately.
And that's fair. And like she's very immediately open about like I'm going to play this thing as soon as possible. And yep.
I did want to bring up something from last week that really pissed me off, and it's beyond this. I think it's like she tells everyone she has the idol. I'm going to use it tonight, guys, or am I? Whoa, yeah. Because in the ad for last week, they showed that Maria was doing the endurance challenge. So when I was watching it with my friends, they were like, "Oh my god, what's going to happen?" I'm like, I literally saw in the fucking promo Maria doing the thing. She was doing the Christian Hibiki. I know that like it's happened in other seasons. It's Christian's challenge.
So there's a fun fact about this challenge that I love to bring up in regards to the David versus Goliath thing, which is like having seen this challenge appear numerous times. The David versus Goliath one runs way longer than any other version. It is a clear outlier, and there is a reason for that I have learned.
Oh, it's the back.
It's the back, yeah. Where in that challenge, part of it is your back has to like stay up against the back of it, against the board there. And they did not give that rule to the contestants in David versus Goliath. And by the time they realized it, they were like, well, I guess this is a slightly different challenge. And so it ran for way longer. Than it ever has. Like, but... yeah, like you had the 3-part challenge. You know, Jeff, we got Spicy Jeff back, I believe, as the title told us, where he was like, "Hey, this group of 3, you are not going to win." It's nothing.
You know what? He was
just
right.
You're not going to win.
I'm just getting a drink. I'm still here. Oh fuck! I'm gonna destroy my fridge. Yeah, I don't know. But I think the challenge I took was just sort of like fine. It was there. I have the whole breakdown. It really does just come down to a bunch of things happen. Oh, and it's elimination. And then a bunch of things happen. Oh, and elimination. Like I did have a little complaint. We'll get to it this week. We're like, there's a lot of endurance challenges this season.
Yeah.
And I would like some more, like, sprinkle some more shit in there. But also, Can it not just be a bunch of shit? Like, I think the reward challenge this episode with another like layer or some added difficulty would have been a good immunity challenge.
There is always the classic like complaint of Survivor of like Survivor challenge is always like do a thing, then do another thing, to do a third thing, and then you do a puzzle or a skill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I like that. I think that's somewhat balanced for the most part. Like, as long as they can find different and new ways to do that and not just get stuck doing the same thing all the time, like, go for it. Do the thing. Do the same general structure and format all the time. It works for you.
Don't do the same thing every time. Like, maybe don't do 40 challenges in one challenge.
46.
I will say now that I got it here, shout out, ow. Shout out Cheerwine. If you like cherry, this is like cough syrup soda. It's great.
That sounds terrible.
Because a lot of people just like hate the flavor of artificial cherry because it tastes like cough syrup to them.
No, I think people hate the flavor of cough syrup because it tastes like poison.
Okay, so you're one of the cool people then. This is great. And then Charlie gets immunity.
Yeah.
Cool. Our mutual friend was losing her fucking mind about it. I'm seeing so many people be like, "Oh, Charlie the winner at it." I don't know. Nah.
I mean, I think relative to most of the rest of this cast, yeah.
I just don't. I don't want him to win. I should clarify. I'm not a Charlie stan. The dude is an entirely neutral milquetoast. I have no strong feelings or opinions.
But hear me out. What if just once, because it's never happened before, we let a white man win Survivor?
Our two white winners of the new era would be the two worst. You'd put Charlie above
that
Erica.
after Charlie wins.
All right. And then right after at post challenge, Charlie's immunity, and then everyone's like, "Okay, was last week the episode where Venus like walked across the beach, or was that the one before?"
That was the I don't remember. They were like, "Let's get Hunter."
Oh, no, that was the Tevin vote. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, "Let's get Hunter," and then it was like, "Oh, Hunter has an idol. Okay, let's get Q, but we don't have enough time to get the Q plan. Let's get Tiff. We don't have enough time to get the Tiff plan." And then it kind of just like became a split between Q and Hunter. Hunter didn't play his idol. He went home, and it was like, and Jeff brought out some popcorn.
Yeah, that was great.
And a cushion,
fantastic.
Which I gotta say, knowing that Tribal can go like up to 3 hours as is reported, the fact that Jeff has spent 46 seasons sitting on a wooden stool with no cushion, no support, bro. How do you not have like a bruised tailbone, needed spinal surgery?
My favorite bit from last week is once the tribal sort of becomes live, which to me a live tribal is when people start standing up, which I know is like not technical. That's when it shifts from like, oh, people are talking to, oh shit, something's going down.
Yeah.
I forget what prompts it, but everyone starts talking, and literally I think fucking Tiff and Kenzie are literally saying everyone is going Q, literally behind Q's back. Like, if he's here, they're right here.
I mean, but they know Q
so
doesn't have an idol,
funny.
and they don't care if he knows.
That's so fucking funny. That is.
It's astonishing how much of a pariah Q has become.
He's like Bruce. He's doing the same shit. Everyone hates him, but no one's pulling the trigger because they know once they do, and there's no like easy fucking like fake vote option.
Yeah. But like, is there a ton more to talk about other than just like it's a tie vote? Hunter goes home with an idol in his pocket. Like,
not really. I was like, Q throwing the vote on Ben was chaos, and I loved it.
Yeah, just yeah,
fantastic. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And
Last week
then
it was good. It was
and
fine.
then this week, there's like I feel like there's nothing to talk about until the reward challenge.
No, because the pre-reward challenge is mostly like, hey, Hunter's gone. I'm Liz, and that sucks. Like, did you get like the whole the entire first half of this episode really focuses on Liz. Because pre-reward challenge, it's Liz being like, hey, you guys kind of ruined my game. You got rid of Hunter, you didn't tell me. There was no reason to not tell me what was going on. Like, you could have at least looped me in on the plan. And everyone's like, sorry, Liz, like, we don't have to tell you everything. That's kind of how
This is
game
where
works.
Liz's winner edit begins.
If this is a winner edit, I'm shocked because in my opinion, this should be one of those times that someone on the Edge chart gets an OTT Ed 5.
Here's the thing. I don't think that she's that negative. I think she has the one thing, but people are like still vibing with her.
Speaking of one thing, if there's one thing I learned from this episode, it is that Applebee's, period, end of sentence, is that Applebee's.
Okay, but Holtzman, I got really excited watching this because for the first time in Survivor 46, we saw the sanctuary.
Where good things happen.
Yeah.
My favorite place. My favorite place. But is it really the sanctuary if it's just an island Applebee's now?
I saw
It's
it on
not the
Twitter.
sanctuary anymore. The big business chain Applebee's bought out small local business, the sanctuary, and put them out of business.
I forgot. I'm gonna see if I can find it
Even
again.
Survivor is not free from late stage capitalism. They got rid of it once before when they managed to be like, no, we're not doing fire tokens again. But now it's back. And
I fucking
truly-
miss.
Truly, the first half of this episode felt like it felt like two things, which was Liz not having a good time, and oh fucking boy, did you realize this episode's sponsored by Applebee's?
It's
Like
a great-
every confessional, someone was like, you know, this game is really important, and there's a vote, and this juicy hamburger from Applebee's is gonna fuel me to make the big moves. And then
Okay.
Liz is like, Q is a snake and a traitor. He kept me from having my delicious mushroom cheeseburger from Applebee's.
Did you know that the bald dude with the mustache at the sanctuary where good things happen for Applebee's is the challenge producer for the show?
I didn't, but I mean that makes sense. Like,
He's just on site. Like, hey, dude,
sorry,
be a waiter.
Survivor's not gonna fly 3 random real Applebee's employees out to Fiji to be like, hey, come to the sanctuary where good bees happen. Like, that's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is a multi-stage challenge where we spend a full 3 or 4 minutes before the challenge talking about Applebee's, giving promo for every item on the menu at Applebee's, and Liz going, I love Applebee's, and like, sorry, honey, you ain't Karishma Patel. I love Applebee's. You will never be her.
Was fucking 42 with Outback?
No, 42 was also Applebee's.
Okay, that one I remember more because Marianne lost her fucking mind over it.
Applebee's. It's the apples and bees place.
I do have an issue with the challenge for this because
Okay.
it is so obstacle course. I think it's fine. Then they want you to take sandbags and put them in a little rope box and get them through there. And then when you're done with that, you need to untie a new sandbag.
You
Why
know,
not just use the same one?
because they got to make it fair for the unathletic people by adding knots. You think Liz could have caught up if there was no knots? Rumored millionaire, billionaire Liz Applebee's Wilcox.
I need her to just tweet that she ordered one and it just says like
I truly waiting for the public announcement that like Liz has been chosen as an Applebee's spokesperson, the same way that like Taylor from Big Brother 24 became a Lay's sponsor. Liz Applebee's Wilcox.
What if Liz is secretly like the CFO of Applebee's?
Dude. How did she make her money? She Applebee'd all over the place.
And then
but no, really, like, sorry, go, yeah.
Which is after Q wins the challenge, obviously we know he doesn't take Liz. That's the whole setup for this. He takes Tiff, then Maria, or the other way around. I missed it.
Yeah, no, Tiff.
Weird.
It goes Tiff, then Maria, then Kenzie.
Why the I don't know what Maria has to do with this. I don't know why she fits the bill.
So he gave the explanation of, like, after the last night's tribal, when he was feeling down about himself, Maria came over and was like, "Hey Q, how are you doing? You feeling okay?" And he was like, "I respect that. I like that. You get apples and bees. Liz, you should have been nice to me."
But
now
then
cry.
She is sitting there sobbing, weeping, and then Kenzie's like, "I don't want to be a part of it," and he fucking picks her anyways. He was like, "Oh, I need to repair this relationship." With Liz right there, you're burning more people by not taking her.
It's like it really is my thought is this, and like this, there was a lot of talking going on in my household while this whole situation was happening. Of, I can understand Liz being upset. I can understand Liz being very upset and very much wanting the food, because like you like is stated, you have not been eating anything because of the show. Which, to be fair, I will say, like, if you're allergic to all of the stuff, maybe Survivor not the show for you. But regardless, there is a difference between saying, "I am very hungry, I wanted this, I didn't get it, and I'm upset." But she was acting like she was entitled to the food and deserved the food, it seemed a lot of the time. And it got old quickly. It got loud, it got angry, and I was just so over it.
I got over it like right before she stopped. I was still like there. It was uncomfortable, yeah. And she was screaming it was honest, which I think is what threw me. It wasn't like performative.
Yeah. Like it felt like something that we shouldn't have been watching.
Yes, but I'm happy it was still in the episode.
It was really not comfy.
Yeah.
Uncomfy. But yeah, the
And then
entire first half of the episode is mostly, hey, then we go to the sanctuary and Liz is back at camp and she's upset because she didn't get to go to the apples and bees place.
Oh my god. Okay. But how there's like one of the edits is like when they pull up the burger, no one's eating it at all. I was like, oh, I'm too full. I can't eat.
Like, we haven't been eating for a really, really long time.
And then as the burger's sitting there, it fucking fades out to Liz, a match cut, just like dying. The editors are so good. Incredible editors.
It's like it's a thing of like I understand what the show was going for and I do respect it. Just, man, the first half of this episode is, in my opinion, some of the worst Survivor I've seen in a while. I was over it. I was done with it. I didn't care, and I wanted it to be done.
But then we got to the immunity challenge, and things got better.
No. You skipped an important
Is there still more?
Yeah, because they come back from the challenge, they're like, oh, it was so good, and I love this and this and this. And the burger looked really good, but I didn't eat anything. Cut to Liz's face of just vengeance.
You know, Liz, if you wanted to eat all the time and be able to eat, but still compete for money on an island, there's a show for you.
Fuck you.
Deal or no deal island.
I have no clue. I've used yours for updates, and we can get that later. But like, goddamn.
What if I told you that somehow we are at the Final Four and Boston Rob has not been eliminated from this game? And at this point, based on the edit, he's the only viable winner.
Rig City, let's go.
And the final game you could
We'll get to it later.
Okay.
That's the end of the show segment. I do want to hear about this though. We
okay.
get to the immunity challenge, and it's an endurance challenge, and I'm shocked how little fucked up it was. Because I'm used to seeing it, and people have like blisters all over their hands. Their skin is like fucking ripped off. Nothing this time. I don't know what
people just kind of dripped. They dropped out. They dipped. They're done.
No,
Also, it should be noted the small thing of like the pre-thing rice negotiation where you could absolutely tell that production was like, these people aren't giving up rice. Yeah, they're like, these people aren't giving up rice. But if we don't give Liz rice, she will die. She will starve to death on Survivor, and that's not a good look for us. So, Liz, here's your little jar of rice. Everybody else have fun. And people went out so quickly that it was like, hey, once again, you guys could have gotten Liz rice. You could have gotten all of you rice, and it would have been good. But no.
Anyway, so back to the reward challenge. When Liz was freaking out, Venus went to hug her, and she screamed at me. He's like, "Nope, I'm good."
Yeah.
There is no Venus content this episode, and I'm so sad.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, they had to make room for Liz and all the aggressive Applebee's promo. The Shark Bowl, where good things happen. I can't.
Here's the thing: is like I live in Canada. I don't know if there are Applebee's here.
I think you should.
I don't know if that's a
from
thing.
Applebee's.
What?
You should have filmed this from an Applebee's.
I'm gonna search right now. Is there an Applebee's anywhere near me? Oh, something showed up on a map. Where is it?
My closest one is 7.2 miles away.
My closest Applebee's is that really the closest Applebee's? I don't know how to convert from miles to kilometers, but my closest Applebee's is about 300 kilometers away. If I were to get in my car and drive right now, it would take me 3 hours to get to the nearest Applebee's.
Jesus Christ. You know what? I think it's still worth it.
You know,
I'll just marry it. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, then we do the immunity challenge, and it's that, and then Charlie wins because he does grip training. That fucking nerd.
Hey, you know, there's a lot of high school nerds who do grip training in their bedroom every night. And I'm sure they also are thinking about Taylor Swift. Stream guilty as sin.
Men, don't jack off to billionaires. You're better than that.
What about rumored? That might be the worst thing I've ever said on the show. That truly might be the worst thing I've ever said on the show.
And it's on the internet for everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, Charlie wins the challenge and he gets the immunity necklace, and then we actually get gameplay and not just yelling. Yay!
True. It's boring gameplay though. Like Charlie has not come up since the merge. Maria's never come up. Kenzie, this is just such a fucking. They're saying the same fucking names every week. Next week, Q goes home.
They keep
what are you
not
gonna
putting
do?
out those
Venus?
names though. They've been saying Tiff and Q every week, and then it's not been Tiff and Q. So you know what? Maybe what we need is a week where people say someone's gonna get votes, and then they actually get votes.
That's what I'm saying. Get rid of the fucking easy targets. If Venus isn't an option, get rid of fucking Q and then play the goddamn game.
Okay, but you keep saying the easy target. Q is an easy target.
That's what I'm saying is literally, if you get rid of Q, the only person who's actually been a target has been Venus. When Q's gone, actual gameplay will happen.
Actual gameplay did happen today.
But Tiff has been a target for 3 fucking weeks.
And has stayed in the game with an idol in her pocket that everyone knows about.
I want new names.
You know, then I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes people are targets and threats, and they vote them out, and that's the game that we're watching.
Does anything matter here?
You know, sometimes people just coast through the middle and have shields in front of them, and then they win the game. And those are some of the best seasons of Survivor.
And I hope it's not fucking Charlie. Give it to Maria. Let Maria win.
To rumored billionaire Elizabeth Applebee's Wilcox.
I have truly nothing to say in this episode. I don't know.
It's so whatever. Like, I liked the blind side. I thought it was good that like Liz got over her anger and voted for Tiffany instead of Q, which I think is like a better move. But like I think it was a good move, even if you think it's boring. I think it was a good move to get rid of Tiffany, who was a very strong. Like I'm sorry, I understand everyone wants to get rid of Q. Take Q to the end. No one is voting for Q at the end of this game.
Well, no, here's my thing. Yes, getting Tiffany out is a better move than Q. You don't need the 5th vote. If you trust everybody, it goes to 4-4, and everyone knows Tiffany's idol, so they'll fucking flip on her. I think that bringing in Liz was like, yes, it endears her to you, and we'll see how that works long term. But talking specifically with the vote, which is what they were referring to, I don't think it's a necessity.
But if you
Prove
can
me wrong.
But if you can sway Liz, Applebee's Wilcox, over to your, are you having heartburn from your cough syrup soda?
I sometimes I burp and it gets like trapped, so I gotta like help it out.
Oh yeah, no, fair. But like
If you swing Liz over to your side, you have a number now. You have the safe vote in queue for later. And the biggest thing from this episode, I think, is the fact that like Kenzie was left out of that. I think the fact that like Kenzie, who was the person originally, like even seeing, we got the confessional from Kenzie at the beginning of the episode where she was talking about like take out Tiffany because you got to make the big move and take out your number one, which like, no, that's not how big moves work. You take out Tiffany because she's a threat, not because she's your closest ally. Like, sorry, but if my closest ally was Philip Shepard, like, I keep that man around because taking him out does nothing except make other people happy and get rid of a person I easily beat at the end.
JT played one of 2 perfect games by keeping his closest ally.
Yeah, like you get rid of someone if you think they can beat you, which, like, to be fair, in Kenzie's case, like, there's an absolutely good case that Tiffany could beat her. But Kenzie makes this whole thing about, like, take out Tiffany, is the one who, like, initially comes up with that plan, sort of, and then it's left out of it when it's actually executed, which I think is a big knock against her game here.
But it does also put Tiff on the jury unburned. So she can do a lot of, like, here's the thing. Now I buy it. I think now Kenzie is a winner. We should do an update. I think we should do an update. I think it is important. I think it's relevant.
That's fair.
At least top 3.
Yeah, I can. Let me erase the trivia scoreboard I've had on my board for 4 days.
From your team?
No, from Monsieur Javier.
Ah, yeah.
What, we got 7 people left?
Yeah.
Okay. You who
I'm missing one person.
Ben,
I have him.
Q.
I have him.
Are you missing rumored billionaire Liz Wilcox?
I am, thank you.
Okay, you go last.
Oh my god, that is so weird.
Who am I missing? Oh, I'm missing you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But I don't know. Sure, I have made an arbitrary ranking, and I'm happy to state it. I made a ranking based off of instincts, and I don't care.
All right, who's your 7?
I don't know why the thumbs down emoji is occurring on my screen. I didn't do it. My 7 is Q.
I agree.
It's and to be fair, it's not an edit thing. It's just that like at this point, Q can't win. No one will respect him. Anyone who gets to the end against Q probably wins.
I was always a target. Yeah, and you're still here because
You had
no one wanted
agency,
to work with you.
And the big thing is seeing this week a lot more of the rhetoric of why should we keep Q around when he said he doesn't want to be here.
That dude is.
And you take him to Final Tribal and you say, why would you vote to give $1 million to the guy who said, I want to quit this game, get rid of me?
And he gave us no content of, it was a bit. And what's his line? You messed up.
Yeah.
I need to know why.
Like
what was your reasoning?
No one takes him seriously in this game. And I don't think anyone will. I think he doesn't have enough time to become someone taken seriously in this game.
Yeah.
Who you got at 6?
Venus.
I have her at 5, so we'll.
Yeah. It's just like I think that number one, Edit hasn't given us a lot from her the past 2 weeks. I think that she's not in a position of power, and at least from yours. I'm gonna guess and say that Ben is your 6.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that if that's the final 3, I don't think Venus has friends on the jury to sway. I think that she's openly antagonistic to other people. I love her. I need her in every season of Survivor. I don't think she is someone who will win a jury vote unless she starts controlling the game at all.
Yeah,
and she has had zero power.
And my reason for having Venus above Ben is 2 things. Just number one, like I think Venus is getting, I don't want to say like a better edit than Ben. I don't know.
Ben is invisible. Ben is purple.
Yeah, Ben's invisible, and when we do see him, he's not really talking about anything for the most part. Whereas like when we see Venus, even though Venus also is invisible sometimes, like when we do see her, she's talking about things that matter. And my other thing is I have more faith in like the idea of if Venus takes control, she can get there. I have more faith in Venus to take control, make a big move, and do something than I do in Ben. Where like I think if it's based on the game stays stagnant and those are the final 3, yeah, Ben wins. But I think if anyone's going to change the game and up their position, it's Venus.
My thing is basically, I think Venus is all strategy, 0 social. Ben is 100% social, 0 strategy. If Gabler can win off of that,
on the TIFF vote.
Yes, but he's not driving anything. I don't think he's an active strategic presence. He has to vote somewhere. Just because he's voting
I don't think either of them. I don't think any of these 3 are winning.
No. 4 is Maria.
I have Maria at 3, but we could talk about her.
That's fair. You have Liz at 4 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My thing with Maria is I think that this is from an editing standpoint. I think that she has played a great game in general. I think she's not getting the content that can convince me she's a winner. More under-edited than most women are in general. She got nothing last week. She actually got something this week, which was really nice. Yeah. Because she drove the vote. She drove maybe the biggest vote of the season so far.
And that's my thing is like Maria, 2 things is number one, I have far more faith in her to win from a gameplay standpoint.
Yes.
Like Maria is actively playing the game, is doing quite well, and people don't like no one has thrown out her name ever. She feels very in the middle of things, but also able to drive votes. The knock against her is the edit, but like at the same time, when it's like I was gonna say when it's important, she's getting content, but that is the definition of a situational edit.
It's
but like
I think Liz is getting a better edit consistently. Maria is significantly a better player though.
Yeah. But Liz had this episode, and I feel like you can't have your winner be the person who got this episode of an edit.
Yeah.
I really don't. I also think like I have less faith in Liz from a game standpoint, and I think Liz is not being portrayed positively.
Here's my thing. Kenzie started the season super negative. She was almost exclusively a villain. Then out of fucking nowhere, once the merge hits, everyone loves her. And she's super nice.
Yeah, but you can give that arc from the beginning to the end of a season. I think with where Liz's edit stands after this episode, it's real hard to recover from this. And again, all of the content this week about Liz was situational. It just happened to be that there was an aggressive amount of one-note situational content. So I assume we both have Charlie at number 2 and Kenzie at number 1.
Yeah. Which it's more that I think that Charlie is like Charlie's big final boss energy.
I can see that. Charlie is like Carson, but not a despicable human being.
I think
just a Swiftie.
Charlie 100% goes at 5 or 4.
Yeah.
In my head, what's going to happen is Charlie goes at fire when he loses, when I think Kenzie wins immunity or something, takes Venus, and then him and either Maria or Q have to do fire against each other.
I can see something like that's the thing is Q I think is in this for the long haul, but he can't win.
Yeah.
If you're asking me who I have the most faith in to make it to the finale, it's probably still Kenzie, but Q's up there.
I mean, we all got 2 weeks to worry about it. So who's going the next 2 weeks? I think 100% Ben is gone before the finale. Because we're going by OG tribe lines. If they want to go Sega strong, they got 1 more week, then they can write it out. They need to snipe it early.
Yeah, I think Ben's probably your final 6 boot.
Fuck. And then maybe Liz. So I think Kenzie, Charlie, Venus make finale.
I don't know. This season makes no sense.
Come on, give me a Q winners at it out of nowhere.
Listen, let me tell you something. If Q somehow wins this season, and I'm wrong, and Q is able to win, I will happily be wrong, because from a pure entertainment standpoint, that is the best possible outcome for this season.
Fuck you, no. Venus winners at it. Venus winning would be the greatest thing Survivor has ever done after fucking dicking over Russell Hantz twice.
No, here's what we do. Here's the dream scenario: is we get to final 3, and the final 3 is Venus, Q, rumored billionaire Liz Applebee's Wilcox. And it's 4-4 split for Q and Venus. And rumored billionaire Liz Applebee's Wilcox is demoted to juror and has to break the tie right then and there. And she votes for Joe Biden.
I think I do see Liz as a Biden follower.
I mean, one would hope that of the 2 options.
I don't. This is a whole thing. I don't believe in the 2 options, but it's fine.
There should be more options.
Yes, there should.
But of the 2
like in
options,
Canada,
you can vote, and it actually matters.
Yeah, I don't think anything. The next week on Survivor didn't really show anything. Kenzie's just upset.
Kenzie's upset, and people looking for an idol. And Boston Rob running around in the woods with some briefcases on Deal or No Deal Island.
Okay.
Now casting for season 2.
You should apply. The number 1 fan.
I do believe I am the internet's number 1 Deal or No Deal Island.
Genuinely, I think that if you applied, you might win because you're the only person who gives a shit about what's going on with it.
Here's the thing: is I've seen every episode. I have talked about it on every episode of this podcast, and let me tell you that going into the final 4, I think next week might be the finale. I do not know what the format is. It is very unclear because at the end of this episode, they were like, "Hey, this is the last game of Deal or No Deal to add money to the bank, but there's 4 people left, and Deal or No Deal is how people get eliminated from this game. So I don't know what's going on."
I think you should tell us what happened since we last talked about it, and then end the episode.
Oh boy, Deal or No Deal. So I think when we last left off, it was the someone straight up having a panic attack and maybe about to quit the show. He didn't.
Maybe.
We didn't. We stan Aaron. We love Aaron. Aaron's great. comes back, and we have oh no, there might have been one more episode. Anyways, last week, there's a lot of double dealing, and there's a 4-person alliance, and then there's Aaron and Rob, and they're like, oh boy, and they're like, we want to intentionally go to the bottom 2 so that we can control if we stay in the game or not. And then that gets messed up, so they're not. Someone else plays Deal or No Deal. They lose the game because you can lose Deal or No Deal in this game because this game is stupid and doesn't make sense. Where every week they're like, oh, you're very good at Deal or No Deal. And it's like, that is not how Deal or No Deal works. You cannot be good at it. But dude, Nick goes home, gets eliminated, and he's like, okay, well, cool. And so this week, and then it's like, hey, we're playing Deal or No Deal. Aaron, one of the 2 like important people this season, he plays Deal or No Deal. He makes a bad deal and gets eliminated. So now we're at the final 4, and it's Boston Rob, this lady named Amy, whose entire character is being annoying and not knowing what a tiger is. She constantly refers to herself, and other people refer to her as the Tiger Lady because of the clothing she wears, which is very clearly leopard and cheetah print clothing, which is not a tiger. She is annoying, and I don't like her. I cannot express enough how much she gets on my nerves. Cat. Then we have Stephanie, who's like been kind of a villain this season, like actually like a mean person, not like gameplay villain like Boston Rob, like mean person, not nice to people. She sucks. And but better game player and not annoying like Amy. And then the last person is this girl named Jordan, who showed up like 3 episodes ago. And now we know her name and that she is a player on the show. And truly know like nothing else about her. She has been invisible for the entire season. So Boston Rob, and then we have Boston Rob, and Boston Rob should win. Like, if he doesn't win, Deal or No Deal Island, hire new editors. I will do it for you. I know how reality TV should look, and I am the biggest fan of your show.
As your one loyal viewer.
Hey, there are 2 loyal viewers because Jordan and I watch it together.
What if you both applied and didn't say anything?
That would be funny. That would be very funny. Although they might be like 2 people from the same place in Canada. I don't even know if they take Canadians.
Oh shit! I got good news for you.
Their cast
Venus will be winning Survivor 46 because she did something that another finalist failed at.
Okay.
According to Jacob Kane, Venus randomly found a jacket that appeared this episode. Apparently, Mariah gave it to her after her boot.
Wow.
So Venus was able to do a social maneuver and get a jacket. Therefore, she is better than Angelina Keeley and is getting at least 1 FTC vote.
Yeah, because Mariah's on the jury.
That's not what I said. That's what I meant. Angelina got 0, so Venus will get 1.
I mean, hey, anything is possible. Q could win Survivor 46. And I will be first in line to say I was wrong. Congratulations.
What did you do today?
This is entertainment.
Why are you looking like that?
Anything else, or do we think I think we hit all the stuff.
What's
your favorite meal? Applebee's. Tell us that in the comments.
Fun fact, at Applebee's, I got food poisoning because they gave me raw chicken.
Fun fact, the nearest Applebee's is a 3-hour drive away from me in Calgary.
All right, ready to wrap
one
this
of
up?
like 3 in Canada.
Are you ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, we talked about all.
All right, we're not doing it next week. Matthew, our loyal viewer.
The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be awesome.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
The apes talk now.
Yeah, just that. See you next time. Whoa, it's so loud.